Welcome back, Silver fans, and we're up to Silver and the End of the World, Part 3. Possible silver scenarios from the apocalyptic to the mundane. We've looked at silver cycle, silver bull, pullback, and market destruction in parts 1 and 2. In part 3, we're going to look at meltdown and financial collapse, an apocalyptic or end time scenario. Okay. So scenario 5, financial Armageddon. In this scenario, silver becomes one of the few acceptable barter goods as the financial system totally collapses and currency becomes worthless as toilet paper, as in our picture there. Some people believe that they're going to deliberately destroy the US currency and it's going to become worthless. And this may take them anywhere from a couple years to 5 years, but they're going to destroy it deliberately. If you want to see a nightmare scenario that already exists, we need to look no further than Zimbabwe. And I encourage all viewers to type in Zimbabwe financial crisis into the YouTube. You'll come across some videos there. There's some excellent videos on the topic. Quite disturbing to watch, actually, when you see these poor people having to pan for gold in the riverbanks and destroy the riverbanks and the environment to look for 0.1 of a gram of gold, because that's what they need to buy a loaf of bread. And if they don't have any gold, there's no food for them, and if there's no food, there's no life. And basically, those who are too old or unwell to dig for gold or dig for something of value, they die. Financial Armageddon can happen. It has happened before. Zimbabwe, Yugoslavia, Argentina, the Weimar Republic in Germany. I mean, history just tells us this is a possibility. And those who say it's not are living in some sort of fairyland. They need to wake up to themselves. So, silver in this scenario is going to continue to be bought even if it achieves new highs. So, people are going to keep buying it because it's not really the silver that's achieving new highs, it's the fact their dollars are achieving new lows. So they desperately go to find something that's going to hold value and that's going to allow them to still buy food for their family and conduct transactions with other people. And in this case, silver, gold, precious metals, maybe even precious stones will become trade objects, units of exchange. It will become the real currency of the world, real money. Okay, so scenario 5, financial Armageddon. And there are people preparing for this. They're putting food away, putting ammunition and guns away, and they're looking after number one. They may have a bug out bag or a bug out system where they've got a tent and food all ready to go, so they can go to a place where it's more quieter. So this is a financial Armageddon. That's scenario 5. Scenario 6, or I call it scenario 666, is the apocalyptic scenario. And in this scenario we see the end of time, or times of trouble as the world has never seen before. And most of the major religions have prophecy of an end time destruction. Certainly it's a big theme in Christianity. And in this scenario, silver may have some use, but everyone's microchipped or similarly controlled. And in that scenario, if you have silver or not, it may be irrelevant. Silver has no value if the world is destroying itself completely, or if a world dictatorship is trying to run the show. So I don't think it matters if you're an atheist or a pagan or whatever you are. The apocalyptic worldview is not an impossible scenario. And certainly for those of us who grew up during the Cold War, there was always the fear that it was all going to end in nuclear blasts. And in today's day and age, that may even be a worse scenario, given that terrorists may want to get their hands on such items and cause untold destruction. So we have the apocalyptic scenario, and there's numerous ways that could be said about, world disasters that we've never seen before. The Indonesian tsunami was certainly apocalyptic for those who were living in Indonesia. 100,000 people wiped out just like that. Not something you want to live through. Just to finish this video, I'm going to have some quotes. This one's an apocalyptic quote from the book of Revelation 13, verses 16 and 17. He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. In such an apocalyptic scenario, silver doesn't matter, because you can't buy or sell without approval of someone else. Here's some more fun. Greed is good. Gordon Gekko, 1987 Wall Street. For those of you who lived through the 80s, it was a great time because money was everywhere. And certainly this was the catch cry of the decade. Greed is good. Certainly we have greed today, there's no doubt about it. The Wall Street bankers certainly have greed, but I don't think there's too many saying greed is good. Greed is theft of value from other people, more likely. Okay, Joshua 7:21. When I saw in the plunder a beautiful robe from Babylonia, 200 shekels of silver, that's about 100 ounces of silver, and a wedge of gold weighing 50 shekels, I coveted them and I took them, and they hid in the ground inside my tent with the silver underneath. Obviously, there's lots of people out there. There was a person out there who appreciated the shiny stuff as well, but it cost him his life. 1 Kings 10:21. Nothing was made of silver because silver was considered of little value in Solomon's day. Who says history never repeats itself? There's people out there saying silver's nothing but an industrial metal. It's of little value. That has occurred before, but I would argue silver is a precious metal and will be more so in the coming future. Here's some more fun quotes. Mahatma Gandhi, just to remind us all of where things really stand in life. It is health that is of real wealth, not pieces of gold or silver. And though I enjoy stacking my silver, if I were told I had cancer or something like that, perhaps a silver stack is not the most important thing in the world in such a scenario. Too many people miss the silver lining because they were expecting gold. Morris Setter. That's a good quote. And I think for all the gold buffs out there, I'd say they're missing the silver lining. Thomas Jefferson. I shouldn't have to tell you who he is. That paper money has some advantages is admitted, but that its abuses are inevitable, and by breaking up the measure of value makes a lottery of all private property cannot be denied. It's a letter he wrote to Joseph Stewart, where he's saying there that paper money, although it has some advantages, is going to destroy the value of private property because they can just keep on printing it and printing it and printing it. He was very much against paper money. He wanted the Americans to use, the United States to use a silver and gold backed currency. And that all went out the toilet. And perhaps that's the same place the money's going. And finally, a quote from me. Keep stacking. Hope you've enjoyed this video's 3-part series. Managed to do it in 3 parts, and don't forget to comment. And if you'd like to see a video on something particular about silver, put a thing in the comments field. Invite your friends if you like these videos. Tell them about it. And I'm going to have a look at silver maples in future, and going to try to get some more silver from the Perth Mint and from Gainesville Coins. Just sitting back and seeing where the price of silver is going at the moment, and seeing if the drop in the spot price is going to be reflected in the physical market or not. If you think I've missed a scenario, say so. Thanks, guys. Keep stacking.